5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Toast stands there. He reaches up and rubs his temples, unconvinced. All Coach Seifert does is sleep, drool, and shit on himself in front of our fans. You want me to believe he begged you to be shot from a cannon and through our goalpost? At least tell me you're doing it towards the open end of the field.
Welcome to the Scafachiverse.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Scafachiverse. I am Anthony Scafachi.
And I'm Alan Gigax.
And we have an amazing show for you guys right now. Well, Alan's already chomping at the fucking bit.
Because I realized that our song, the listeners don't know our song has lyrics.
It does?
This is the Scafachiverse.
Yeah. You know, I guess
so
it
you
can
can sing that to yourself next time you hear it. Yeah.
If it
And
helps,
like at the end.
If it helps you finish.
This is the Scafachiverse. balls.
And you know, you might be onto something here.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
got to have it remastered with lyrics.
Okay.
All
Anyway,
right.
We're going off the rails. We're 15 seconds in.
That's it.
Man.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I could tell, dude.
Yeah.
So, hey, so we do have an amazing episode for you guys. We have some very special guests here in studio. And you guys are going to love them. We've known these guys since we were teenagers. And they are the Manning brothers. They are very famous authors, very prolific authors.
Yeah. 18
And-
books. We'll get into that.
Yeah, and
Maybe more.
Yeah, and dude, they're into doing a lot, man. They brought us donuts. They
Dude,
brought us
that's
a couple
great.
of copies of one of their books.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're
Blood
gonna
Red Moon. We'll talk about that too.
We're gonna talk to them, but first, before we do any of that,
Yeah, well, dude, let them say hi.
Yeah,
or
let-
do you want to wait on that?
Well,
let
we're-
them say hi.
well,
oh,
you know-
all right, they're about to do it.
they're about to do it. Yeah,
because
Okay.
we're going to do just the tip.
we are gonna do just the
Yeah.
tip. So before we get to them,
right.
do we have a sponsor for just the tip?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Our sponsor is Baphomet Attorney at Law, specializing in civil rights, religious overreach, and now immigration law. Reach out today for a free consultation.
All right, Alan, Brian, say hi.
Hey, what's up?
All right.
Hey, this is Brian.
Yeah, dude. So far, so good.
Yeah. And-
So,
Go ahead.
we have them do the tip because you and I, we're idiots. We haven't
Yeah.
done anything successful. So, why would people want a tip from us when we have actual
Sure,
published authors
yeah, and
here?
it makes it more special if they do the tip.
Right, exactly. So, the tip is basically like, how do you actually get a book published? Plus, it's such a mundane question. Get it
Yeah.
out of the way right in the beginning.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Come on, give it to us.
So it's going to sound like Alan and I are talking. It's the same person talking anyway, so it doesn't matter who gives a tip, right?
No, it doesn't. No.
Oh, it's going to be just 2 tips, probably.
There you go.
Just
But
two
that's not the
tips.
first time I've heard that. Yeah. By the way, we haven't mentioned, it is relevant already. They are identical twins.
Yeah, they are identical twins. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Also, I want to mention that we are the original Manning brothers.
Yes.
'cause
Long
Yeah,
before
exactly.
Eli
Before
and
the other
Peyton got
two, yeah.
famous.
Yes, exactly.
You
Whatever
guys
those
were-
other
Maybe
two.
they're a little more famous, but we're first.
Yeah.
That's right. That counts
Chronologically.
for something. That definitely counts.
Yeah.
I think it's important. It's an important distinction.
It's important
All
to
right.
me.
So how if
You're also the first Manning brothers to come on this podcast.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Again,
something. Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
first.
So
Yeah.
there's so many people that are struggling writers and they want to be writers, but getting that first book off your brain onto some paper and actually published. How do you do it?
Yeah, you have to start with getting it out of your head. It's going to be the ugly draft, like obviously until it's actually finished. But the sad part is it does cost money, even self-publishing, even though like Amazon is free. Most people aren't going to be like really good at self-editing, so you should hire an editor. Most people aren't lucky like we are, where we're artists as well. So you should hire like you should at least purchase like a pre-made cover. Those are relatively inexpensive.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So people already have cover art sitting out there like on spec, just waiting for you to buy
it's
it.
like
Okay.
it's theme or genre specific covers.
Okay.
Where they have like placeholders for your title and the author name,
Okay.
and then you pick it up for like anywhere from $30 to $80, rather than paying
Yeah.
someone like me like $1,200 to do an illustration.
Right.
You're getting the
Oh.
way more affordable version from a
Yeah.
professional. so.
Definitely not coming to you guys when it's time to yeah. All right, and then so the money that you have to spend is, like you said, on cover art, and then paying an actual like copy editor to do your commas and spacing and stuff,
It
or what?
depends how rough your writing is, because some people will need all the way back to like developmental editor and all the stuff I don't really know
Yeah.
about, because we kind of just rushed product out there and hope no one noticed, and then just hired like a copy editor. Like you said, to do like the commas and the
punctuation
grammar
and stuff. Yeah.
We got pretty far on the idea that we didn't know we couldn't.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
That carried us
there
a
you
lot.
go.
We just kind of
Our
head down, push forward.
Yeah.
Our publisher was Dunning-Kruger because we didn't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like no one told us what we could or couldn't do, so we were just making books and then just publishing them.
Right. Yeah, Anthony's got this problem where, like, you remember in 5th grade where we all learned, like, how a comma works? He must have not been there that day.
They're pauses, okay? That's it.
yeah. But the quality, the content is great. The
Yeah,
content.
dude,
So-
that's what I bank shit on, is
Yeah.
that this content's fire.
Right. So let's
Yeah.
lead this right into the episode
Yeah.
then. So what was the actual first book? What was the first book you wrote? And if it's different, what was the first book you published?
The first, I was writing short stories initially.
That's Brian talking.
Yes, this is Brian. I was writing short stories, basically just a stream of consciousness, Stephen King style writing it, but none of them are really all that good. Those are just kind of.
Okay.
I would write it.
So maybe more like L. Ron Hubbard stream of consciousness?
not that long. Not that long.
Not that
Okay. Oh, yeah,
clear.
short
Not
stories,
that
right?
clear.
Hey.
Yeah. All right.
So there were, like 4,000, 8,000 word short stories, and I would finish it, and then when I was publishing it, quickly make an ugly cover for it, and then just put it up on Amazon.
Okay.
Nice.
But the first real book we did was 2% Power, the superhero trilogy,
Yeah.
the first of the superhero trilogy, and that was years in the making. Because
Wow.
yeah, it took me like 3 or 4 years to write it, and then I
Okay.
was thinking, hey, if I publish a book a year, how wild would that be?
Right. Yeah.
then-
So 2% Power is it's a superhero book.
Yeah.
And the protagonist's superpower is to control milk.
Yes.
Which is
So-
fucking solid. if you
That
ask
is,
me.
dude. I love the creative. Like, it reminds me of like Freakazoid and the Tick, where you have these oddball superheroes.
Heavily inspired by Freakazoid, the Tick, and Mystery Men.
Oh yes,
But
yes.
this
exactly.
was based on like because we used to like even with you two we used to play role playing games.
Sure,
all the time.
yeah, for sure. Like
the
Rift and Marvel. Yep.
Yeah, we would have discussions with our friends, and they would ask us if you had superpowers, what goofy drawback? Like we would ask. What kind of power and how bad of a drawback would you accept?
To balance it out, yeah.
Right.
And
right.
those powers ended up in that series.
That's amazing.
Ah, that's really
See,
cool.
That's the kind of cool stuff that I like. Is that
Yeah.
your childhood, teenage,
Right, you're bringing it to reality.
yeah, fucking around.
Yeah.
And now here it is, and it's like in a book, and
Right.
like I know the stuff like you write or the stuff I write.
Yeah.
Like I'll read it and I'll just laugh to myself and think about somebody else maybe reading it and laughing, and then I'm like, that would be great if somebody
Yeah.
else found this funny,
That's
Yeah.
the goal.
or found it entertaining, whatever the case may be.
Right. So with 2% Power, what is? I mean, obviously the incredible superpower is to control milk. So what's the downside?
He's lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And when
That's
he
awesome.
drinks milk, his power is much stronger. He gets more.
Oh no!
yeah,
but then
so-
he has
then
gas
he-
and
then
all the
he
drawbacks
suffers
of being.
afterward.
That's
So-
awesome.
I
That's
found out after we wrote the second or third book that there is a show
Yeah.
called The Misfits, like some
Okay.
British superhero show, where there's an episode where a serial killer has what they're calling lactokinesis, where he controls milk.
oh,
and I was
dude,
like,
they fucking ripped you
copyright.
off.
Yeah.
Well, no, it came out before. That episode was like 2014, and 2% Power was written in end of 2014, but didn't come out till 2016.
Okay, gotcha. Have they sent you like a cease and desist or anything?
No.
Okay,
a
good.
friend of, a coworker of mine said, "Hey, this is like that show, The Misfits. Have you watched that?" And I was like, "Oh no."
All right, so if you go on Amazon and you look up either Alan Manning, Allen, or Brian Manning, it takes you to your guys' author page.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out though. If you go to Amazon.com and just type in the Manning brothers, we
there
show up
you
ahead
go.
of them.
Ah, hell yeah! That's right.
like
They're
it.
on your turf.
You should call it,
Currently, that's the case.
just start
That's
writing
right.
them letters all the time.
Yeah,
like
tell them to
challenge
cease and
them.
desist.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, you got to trademark the
You must
Manning
now
brothers.
be called the other Manning brothers.
That's awesome. So if you go on there or wherever you get your books, and we'll talk about where people actually should buy them later, there's 28 titles on Amazon. So you've got the John Stone series, which is how I got introduced to your writing, and that's available on audiobook. I listened to the entire thing. We're for sure going to talk about that. Then there's the Daniel Lee, and these are 80s action books. The John Stone is.
Definitely, because they're set in the modern time. Which is a lot of
very
80s action
themes.
sensibility.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Daniel Lee series, those are thrillers. And then there is 2% Power, which we've already kind of talked about. There's the Scott Maverick series, which is also thrillers.
That one's full on 80s, set in the 80s and everything.
Nice.
Okay, that's awesome. And then the one I'm most excited about, because I didn't know this book existed until I researched for this episode, is the spin-off novel for Ty Octane. Because when I read the John Stone series, Ty Octane was my favorite character. And he was just so fun. Yeah.
Oh no, we had the idea that it was around the time the Avengers was out, and then we thought, what if we did that with action movie books?
Okay.
So we created 4 different characters, kind of set in they're from basically their action is from different eras. John Stone is very 80s action oriented. We have an assassin child soldier named Millie. She's like very 90s oriented.
2000s.
Or 2000s. Okay, I'm sorry. 90s would be Chance Hunter, who's very much like Van Damme or Michael Jai White,
where
he's a martial arts cop. And then the 2010 we have Ty Octane.
Nice.
Who's basically a shadow courier where he delivers packages, where no one else will bring them.
What I loved about him in John Stone is how sassy he is. He's got the one-liners, the zingers. And I feel like when I was reading it, I know I talked to you guys about this. Hey, Anthony and I don't want to name drop, but like we've gone out to dinner with these guys.
Yeah.
And so like after reading the novels and talking to you guys, I'm like, dude, I feel like Ty was like your voice of humor in the books.
He's our like the Matrix, our residual self-image.
Right.
We wrote him to do and say everything that we're either too afraid or unable to do.
He's the best.
So that's
that's like my Buck. Is that
and my Zeus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's like
they're kind of the id that sneaks in there.
Yeah, just whatever dumb thing comes to mind. It's something Buck can say.
Yeah, but we're sure. Like we made sure to make him like he thinks he's great at everything, but he's only very good at a very narrow, margin of things, all driving related.
Right. That's awesome. So something else you guys should know for background is we're all in the same circle of friends with our previous guest, Andre.
Yes.
And you guys like grew up with Andre, and you guys did a lot of kung fu with Andre and watch martial arts movies, and that definitely comes into your novels, that sensibility. So one of the things that's most impressive about your writing, and it's in some of the reviews on like Goodreads, is the way you write your fight scenes. They're so descriptive, and to me as a lay reader, they feel so accurate.
Nice.
What's your guys' process? Do you guys like, put on your gloves and act it out first and record it? Or what? How do you guys do that?
No, the way it started was if you read the original short story for 2% Power, you're like, wow, they get way into the weeds about foot placement. So it's about describing proper like techniques, but then we read it like, this is super clunky. So we just basically scaled it back. And then, that's Alan's strength is looking at what I write and then just saying, you don't need this. So it's like
my power's editing Brian.
So it's very streamlined. Like the way we write fight scenes now, it's I hate to say that we picture in our head because I recently discovered what aphantasia is, and we both have that.
No! Oh, dude, I have hyperphantasia.
Oh, really? So you're seeing everything?
Yes.
So,
I think I do too. I just didn't know that. These are big words, and I don't
Right. Yeah. I get into the weeds, but we're just learning. We need Alan to hold us back from getting into the weeds about what that actually is. So,
So the way the fight scenes work is just, it's either based on sparring or like action movies that we like. We take scenes that we like. And then recently way back since the John Stone stuff, we mix a lot of professional wrestling in our books.
Oh, yeah, it shows.
Yeah, and then I was trying to describe how to do a choke slam, and I was like, just say choke slam.
Yeah, everybody knows what
it's the
knows
name.
what it is. Yeah.
It's a grilled cheese sandwich. The recipe's the name.
So like I do the same thing. Like when I write fight scenes or action scenes, like I picture old movies or things like that, but so much is drawn from pro wrestling.
Yeah,
Because first off, the commentators kind of give you like the voice of it in your head.
Yeah.
So you can kind of describe it if you just think about like, how would Jim Ross write this? God, he broke him in half. Yeah, exactly. Right. And but when you write that kind of stuff, it does help. It's like, because as silly as pro wrestling can be on its face of what it is, the fight scenes for it are awesome if you think about it.
But like our books are silly too. So even though there's a lot of really serious scenes, and especially some books like Daniel Lee is a more serious book, but like it's still heavily influenced by professional wrestling because the way they build heat, it's like they have this perfect flow for live audiences.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of talking about.
Yeah,
is like how the fight is mapped out.
Yeah.
Like it's like pro wrestling. It's like, okay, well, our bad guy's got to get the advantage, and then there's going to be a comeback, and it's like it kind of flows in the same sense. But if you're a fan of pro wrestling, you guys would like their books. if you're a fan of Rambo or Commando, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson type 80s action flicks.
Cobra a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because there's good car scenes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So the first John Stone book, it's as we wrote it, we read the first draft and we were like, this is pretty close to Commando. So we need to change it. And then we kind of edited a little bit. And then the final version, we released it and we still thought it was a little close. We said, everyone's going to know. They're going to say this is Commando. They're going to give it 1 star.
Right.
And one of the earliest reviews came in that said, I love this. It's just like Commando. 5 stars.
Yeah,
Nice.
but that's the thing. In like today's movies that we see, like the 80s style action movie is gone for the most part. Like it doesn't really exist. It's been replaced by the kind of huge budget, super CGI, crazy stunts that don't, like, you can't picture it ever really happening.
Yeah.
Like everybody's the Avengers now.
But you also get like John Wick really changed the game as well.
John Wick has brought it back.
Yeah.
Like and
but
that's
that's
that good mix.
different than the 80s. It's way more it's even different than the 90s
Yeah.
where it was the John Woo 2 Guns era. So like that John Wick style, that's in our later books, the 9 milli books. It's that style of where you're mixing close quarters combat and just point blank gunfighting.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so fun.
Yeah. Me, I'm a big, we're all in the same age bracket essentially. And that, that Rambo, that kind of stuff.
That's our jam.
Yeah. Like,
Right,
I mean,
right,
come on,
exactly.
man. Those movies are
Yeah.
classics.
So in those movies, like Cobra in particular, but in 80s action movies.
Fucking Cobretti was the test.
That's right.
Yes.
Part of the character's identity is the car.
Yes.
So talk about your process for like how you decided on the cars.
Yeah.
for
Why
these
a
books.
Prius?
Well, it's very fuel efficient.
Yeah.
We like our characters to be
They're
economically
environmentally conscious.
Yeah, environmentally conscious. I mean, the cars, like you said, it's Cobra. It's that influence of like the 80s stuff. But like, if you look at John Stone, he doesn't have a set. Actually, no, he has that blue Bronco from Commando.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
didn't want to let go of that part.
Yeah.
Right.
But like the character that's most proud of his car, the two characters I
Right.
should say, is from the Scott Maverick trilogy. That one set in the 80s is Scott Maverick and his Miami Vice partner. But like Scott drove a Trans Am, like a white Trans Am in that trilogy. That gets trashed, but then he appears. I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but Scott Maverick appears in the John Stone series 40 years later. And he's driving the Smokey and the Bandit car, like the black and
Nice.
gold Trans Am.
Right. Hell yeah.
Like the very old school,
Yeah.
late 70s Trans Am.
Yeah, so we're very influenced by that. But if you look at like a character like Ty Octane, we don't
What
know.
a great name.
Yeah.
Ty Octane. It's a
And
fucking
that's
winner.
his given name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's Korean, but that's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
street name.
Right, of course.
But we don't know modern cars, but we have a friend that like is like a encyclopedic knowledge about like cars and engines and like performance. And everything I remember him saying about cars, like he loves like the Lancer Evolution. It's like, oh, Ty's driving that.
There you go.
Yeah, it's just cars like that style, that like that mid 2000s like import, the tuned up import stuff, the Fast and the Furious cars.
Yeah.
Right. So I assume this goes throughout your action novels, but I noticed it heavily in John Stone. There's also a ton of detail about guns. How did you guys get? Like, are you guys gun nuts in your regular life?
The short answer is yes.
Okay.
but
there you
not
go.
not like a
Not our
pry it from our
personality.
cold dead
Yeah,
hands.
right.
Not,
You're not like members
shall
of
not be infringed.
You're not members of an Idaho militia.
No,
that you
no,
can tell us
no.
about?
But I mean,
Okay.
it's a lot of it mostly is just from we're fans of action movies,
Right.
And we just kind of focused in on like what gun are they using, and then
Well, yeah, especially a lot of that shit. When we were teenagers, I mean, like fucking A.
Yes.
Right. Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But the first guns, like when we were kids, the first guns we latched onto was the Uzi, the 80s
Of
classic.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The M16, and then later in the 90s, even though Lethal Weapon was the late 80s, it was the Beretta 92, the
Yeah.
Die Hard.
the Die
gun.
Hard
And
lethal weapon.
as kids our age, the gun toy culture was different. Like, do you guys remember the Enertech water
Yes,
guns?
AK Center Fire.
Yeah, and they had like an Uzi, and it would make gun noises, and
Yeah.
I remember there was even a red dye that you could put in the water so it looked like blood when you were shooting
The
your friends.
first batch of those guns were all black. It was like
Yeah.
real guns.
Right,
And then
there was no
till a
red
few
tip on the end.
11-year-olds
kids were
got
getting shot.
popped, yeah.
So they're like,
Yeah.
make them look like circus guns now. So now they look
Right.
like Nerf. Well, not now, but
Yeah.
back then they were looking
orange
like Nerf guns.
and very
Right.
bright colored.
Which I approve of now, but back
Yeah.
then I was like,
This
what?
sucks. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Ah, dude, that's good times. Go ahead.
The fucking Viet Cong are going to be able to see me.
Yeah, right. How are we ever going to pull off Red Dawn
Yeah.
if we got these bright ass
Yeah,
guns?
goddamn traffic cone orange guns.
But yeah, like I would say the modern day, the reason we get way into the weeds about guns now is because if you look at the reviews of some of these thriller novels,
Right.
they will ding you
For
if
the
you
authenticity, right?
If you put a safety on a Glock, you'll never hear the end of it.
Oh yeah, and that kind of like there's the yin and the yang to that, right? Because obviously, if they read the book, you're like fucking score, right? They read the book,
Yeah.
they paid for it or whatever, downloaded it. But then if they shit on the book or shit on some aspect on the book, you're like,
Right.
fuck you, like. Well, thanks for buying it, but fuck
Right,
you.
right.
Well,
Yeah.
there
You
is
can't
one-
get this $3 royalty back, motherfucker.
there is one aspect of that we do enjoy when they give it a 1 star.
Yeah, you guys use it to promote.
Yes,
I
for
love it.
for like when they hate on the reasons we love the book,
Right,
It's
right.
totally fine because we want everyone to know that, like, for example, one guy said, we put a gold-plated Mac 10 in the first book.
Okay.
A bad guy has it, and then
Nice.
the review is, "Are you kidding me? A gold-plated Mac 10? Are you trying to write supermarket fiction?" And like, yes,
Yeah.
actually, we are.
Thanks.
Yeah, as a matter
So
of
and
fact.
then, but by posting that, people would see it and go, "Oh, here's the 1-star review. Oh, it's got."
Supermarket
Gold-plated
fiction,
Mac
I'm in.
10, supermarket fiction, cars
and that's
blowing
the thing
up.
Is like
Okay,
books.
I want
It's
that.
escapism, man.
Yes.
Like when we read our stories, it's supposed to be silly. It's supposed to be absurd. It's supposed to be over the top. That's the whole fucking point, right?
Right,
And I
absolutely.
wrote it because this is the movie I would go watch.
Right.
Yeah, we're not Cormac McCarthy. I'm not writing The Road here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. But
Yeah.
there's an important way in which, I don't know about your other novels, but John Stone is restrained in a couple of very particular ways. So talk about that. Like why you guys decided to write. Well, tell the readers what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we just honestly, it's mostly how we are.
Okay.
We just tend to be more PG-13.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
there's
our
no
books are written that way.
all your books are that way, like with no sex,
Pretty
no swearing.
much. Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Right.
I mean, we'll maybe a little bit, a couple of words slip in here.
Right.
Nip slip here and there.
Yes, honestly, yes.
Yeah.
A nip
Oh,
slip here
come
and
on!
there.
Like we're not fucking prudes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Right on.
But yeah, for the most part, it's just kind of not deliberate, but we just tend to write.
I got
books
you.
that
Right.
would
Right.
Maybe a younger audience, except very violent. We do a lot of really violent.
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah, but
It's,
violence
I would say
is
PG-13
totally
with
okay.
extra violence.
Violence
Right.
is okay. It's when it gets into like sex or stuff
Well,
like that
certainly,
people
like-
start to lose their mind. Oh, dude, like if you're worried about people protesting your book, like
Right.
oh, this is too. It ain't the violence they protest.
I mean, it's the same with regular TV.
No.
Like network TV can get really violent.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you show a nipple and you got
yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, exactly. God forbid.
All right. So, Brian, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's actually one of the selling points. Like a lot of the reviews that we're getting mention like the no gratuitous sex or violence. I mean, not violence,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
no swearing.
Swearing. Yep.
But like if you look at Blood Red Moon, it's way bloody. It's way more in
Well, it's
line
right in a
of, like-
title. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Blood rad.
But
Yeah.
this is heavily inspired by like the PG movies of the 80s were way different than the PG movies now.
Yeah, very true.
So this has like more blood, a little more swearing than what we normally write, but it's because we wanted to feel like the 80s movies.
So in this movie, or in this book, I have not read it yet, and I'm excited to take it home and read it. But I saw from the synopsis, it's a werewolf book, right? So is this going to get my wife's panties wet?
What?
Wait.
Is she in a werewolf?
Yeah, like the werewolf vampire type stuff.
Oh,
like
no.
It's not Twilight?
No, it's not Twilight or Underworld or anything
all right,
like
I guess
that.
I'll just
It's
have
more
to...
Silver Bullet.
Okay.
Is she in the Silver Bullet?
I don't... I
80s
mean,
werewolves?
you're talking about the vibrator? The silver bullet? No, apparently not.
Sure.
Yeah,
So wait a minute here. Hold on. We're just gonna blow past.
I'm just
so
hoping
that's
that-
your wife's kink is like the werewolves and
No.
and vampires and
The
like,
truth is, no, she actually doesn't enjoy that. But I was just, women like
all right.
vampires.
I guess we can fucking move on then. So
No, if you
And so
look
I'm
at
trying
werewolf
to
books,
pitch it to a broader audience.
okay, well,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, I thought that was like that's what your wife's into.
I will say the
Yeah.
reason this book,
I have yet to find what she's into.
I'm sorry to hear that. I will say that one of the difficulties about this book specifically is because the werewolf genre itself is flooded with like all books are flooded with romance books now. Like that's like the number one selling genre.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, so it's hard to like, especially vampires and werewolves now.
Right.
So it's hard to find just like a normal
Where they're just
gory
being
werewolf.
vampires
Yeah.
and werewolves. Yeah.
Right.
But this is different because it's 80. This is Silver Bullet meets Rad.
Yeah.
So this is
There
like
wasn't
Ashley said in the 80s.
there wasn't a lot of hot, sexy vampire werewolves back in the 80s. It took
I mean,
Kate
the Lost
Beckinsale
Boys.
to get
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Lost
I mean,
Boys.
no. I mean, you're right. I mean, like Jason Patrick
Yeah.
and Kiefer Sutherland and that whole movie. They were supposed to be
The
super
saxophone
cool.
guy.
Yeah. Well,
And I
saxophone
can't
guy.
watch Teen Wolf without getting a rager. Michael J. Fox at his hottest.
But it wasn't about like the romance. It wasn't goddamn Romeo and Juliet in the
Yeah,
80s. They were still cool vampires and shit like that. But yeah, I mean, they were like teen heartthrob.
Dude, so
kinda
wait
stuff.
a minute. Now, when you say this is also mixed with Rad, you talking about the BMX movie?
The BMX movie, yes.
Oh, hell yeah. Listeners, this is what I want you to get excited about too. And I don't want to forget this if for some reason somebody doesn't get all the way to the episode. So we've already mentioned Amazon. All your guys' books are listed on Amazon. But Amazon is probably like the Walmart of audiobooks where they kind of cut the margins. So where else should people go to find your books?
If you want the print versions of, we don't have all of the books yet, but if you want the print version of a lot of our books, you can go to shopmanningbrothers.com.
Right on.
But sadly, we used to have all of our ebooks on there. It's difficult to compete in the market against like AI books now. So when we're advertising on Facebook, the performance started dropping. So we actually had to put everything back into Amazon's Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can just read all of our books as part of your subscription. Yeah.
Oh, dude, good
but
to know.
if you want print versions, autographed versions, you can go to shopmanningbrothers.com.
Right on. So what do you guys think about, how do you guys feel about people who get your books at the library?
I mean, we support the library.
Yeah, why wouldn't
I know
you?
you felt guilty about getting the
I did,
audiobooks
yeah,
from
the
the library.
audiobooks, right. 'Cause,
We
like,
still
it's not
get paid
putting-
from that. Like, I don't know how much we get, like what the cut is if you get like an ebook or something from the library.
Right.
But like the audiobooks, it's the same. We have this deal with them
With
the
like
company.
Libby or Overdrive or whatever.
Well, with the company Tantor that produce our audiobooks.
Oh, yeah.
So we get a cut of whatever they make. So were able to put it in all the libraries. So we still get paid when you're getting
cool.
it from the library.
You're welcome.
So please,
All right, we've
get
earned
your
these
books
donuts.
please get your books from the libraries if you don't want to pay. Like that's tax funded.
Right. And that still supports the
and-
authors.
well,
Dude,
and-
that's awesome.
And the whole thing is the library is where a lot of people get their books, period.
Yeah.
And so if the goal is to get out to the masses, the library is a damn good spot.
Yeah.
You know,
Even if we weren't getting money from libraries and
Right.
our books were in
Yeah,
libraries,
I'd
we
still
totally
do it.
support
Dude,
getting our
that's
books
what I
from
like to
libraries.
hear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's
so
good stuff.
real quick side
Yeah.
quest here.
Go
so
for it.
my son Alex he's 7, right? And every Wednesday he gets library day, and every week he brings home 2 new books. We have so many books. It'll take years to read them at this point. And I'm like, dude, stop bringing home books, right?
Yeah.
Because we haven't even gotten through like the first 4, and we have probably like 75 books now. And some of the books, I'm like, don't we have to bring these back? He's like, no, I can keep it. and because they're like donated books, so they're like free books that they can give the kids. And so some of the books here, he brought home Surviving the Nazis, right? Which we read, right?
Okay.
Surviving Titanic, which
Wow.
we read, and Surviving 9/11. Dude, I'm like,
Wow.
my kid's dark.
What's the age range of these books?
Like 5th grade, but he's in 1st grade, but he wants to read. He's very
Wow.
interested in
Yeah,
death
yeah.
and the macabre. And yeah, it just so pretty goddamn funny. The Surviving I read that with him and I was like, dude, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
Does
Like,
he need that knowledge now, though? Because I feel like we're...
Yeah, right. It's getting a
He's
little
like-
touch and
he's
go
ahead of the
here.
curve.
He's gonna be
Yeah, can I borrow
doomsday
that
prepper.
actually when we're done here? Right. Dude,
Dad,
good
we got to
times.
go hide.
So, as mentioned, I listened to Jon Stone on audiobook, and it was fantastic. So, how do you guys make that leap from print book to audiobook? Like, there must be another investment, right?
Actually, well, yeah. There's if you do it yourself, you would
Okay.
have to pay. Like you can make a deal with a narrator where you either pay them upfront,
Or they get a
or you
cut
share
kind of thing?
royalties with
Like-
them,
Okay.
or a hybrid between you pay them a certain amount and then you share.
And for you guys, what do you guys?
A company,
Like-
a third company approached us.
Oh, wait,
Said,
Tantor
hey-
approached
yes,
you?
Tantor approached us. Said, "Hey,
Dude, that's amazing.
yeah, our books happen to be selling really well at that moment."
Right.
And then they approached us and they made a deal. Originally, they were doing individual books.
Okay.
And then but our books are a little shorter, I think, than most people doing audiobooks. Generally when you get an audiobook, you want it to be like 10 or 12 hours or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Our first couple books were coming in around 4 or 5 hours. So they were selling okay, but then we asked them, "Hey, can you just bundle the books in threes?"
Right, the action packs.
Yeah, and then they were like, okay, we worked out a deal with them to do it that way. And once we did it that way, those books started moving really fast. So
That's
it's really
Yeah,
awesome.
because
popular.
people feel like that
People
3-to-1
pick
deal.
them up.
you
Yeah,
know?
it's a better
Right.
deal. One Audible credit gets you 3 books, and then
Right.
you can finish the entire 9-book series in that case for
Right.
3 credits.
Dude, that's
super
slick.
cool. So,
yeah.
what about picking? Did you have choice in who narrated the book?
We had a list. There's
Please give it to us.
a couple of guys that narrate audiobooks that we really like. What's that one guy's name that you were trying to get?
R.C. Bray.
Yeah,
Okay.
R.C. Bray. He does a lot of post-apocalypse stuff, but he also does like a lot of thriller stuff. And then there's another guy, Ray Porter, and then I want to say Luke Daniels.
See, and
So-
I thought it was going to be Stone Cold Steve
Stone Cold,
Austin.
Right. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, Tantor looked at that list and
Yeah.
laughed at us through email. Said, these are the number 3 guys.
Yeah.
You're
Right,
not
right.
getting them.
Okay.
So they gave us a list, and there was a couple of guys on there that we liked, but the one we picked, Roger Wayne, we picked him because he sounded pretty good in the
Oh,
demo.
his voice.
He
Yeah,
is
it's great.
stellar in the series.
Right. Yeah, dude, he does such a good job. He does accents, which are key. Like, that's one of the things, because Anthony and I read our own our books on here.
As I'm
and
sure our audience and you guys have
No,
figured out.
because I've listened to your intros on the
yeah.
podcast. You should be reading all your stuff. It sounds great.
Oh,
Yeah, but like at first, like Anthony, all of the characters
Just
were
sound
just
the
in
same-
his
same
voice.
voice,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so, right, there's these little things. So you have in your head, I'm sure you guys have this head canon of who your characters are. How does that work with the narrator? Do you have to like sit them down and
No, we don't say anything and kind
Okay.
of
Kinda let them find their own voice?
then,
Yeah.
once we get the audiobook, we're like, I probably wouldn't have done that, but
right?
For the most part, we're really pleasantly surprised
Right.
by the voices he chose.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Especially a lot of the major characters. We were a lot of the major characters. We weren't we were like, we don't. I wonder what they would sound like.
Right.
And then when he says it, that's exactly what they would.
Ah,
sound like.
that's so
Well,
cool.
yeah, I
exactly
mean,
what it
sometimes from the dialogue, you can kind of get a sense of what this person might sound like, things like that. Now, I have a question because you guys, as writers, like one of you is doing kind of primarily the writing, and one of you is that same person doing story development. How do you guys divide the work?
Well, mainly, Brian is a very fast writer, so a majority of the writing will be him. So, but we work together. We plan out a story, outline it, hit the beats, and then we have this list that we call stuff that happens in this book.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then we just make a weird list of the craziest stuff, like John punches a guy's head through a wall, or you know, like
Nice.
BA throws someone off a roof, you know, something
Right.
like that. And then once it's outlined, a lot of times Brian will just write a really fast first draft, and then I'll go through it, and then I'll do like basically a developmental edit. I'll just make sure, hey, this should lead into this. You know, this part isn't making sense, and I'll just do a second draft over it, and then he'll finish the book off. Early on, we were splitting. Like he would write a book, I would write a book.
That's what I was thinking.
Right.
Is like,
but like not the whole book. Like he would write 80% of the book, I would write 80% of the book, and then we would switch and then finish each other's book.
holy shit.
But
Whoa.
he's just so much faster than me that
Yeah.
he was just going, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?" So we're just like,
yeah,
"This
well,
isn't
I mean,
this
like-
isn't working out."
Like strengths and weaknesses here.
Yes.
You
Again,
know,
reminds me of me and my wife.
yeah. So, I mean, the creativity aspect of it, you guys kind of brainstorm the general idea, right? Like, so
Yeah.
like, we want to do a book like X, you know, like we're going to
Like
make this
Commando.
type book.
That's actually that's how John Stone happened, because
Right.
I wrote the 2% Power, the first one, Delivering Justice, and I told Alan, you got to get in on this. We got to be writing these books. And Alan was like, I want to write an 80s book set in today. And I was like, I'm listening.
yeah.
And the main character is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was like, okay, let's roll with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're like, and then we could do another book where the characters from the 90s and one from the 2000s. And that's
Right.
how
It's kind
this
of
John Stone
awesome.
universe
So,
started.
who
Right.
would be like the idea guy?
I mean, it's
Is it
usually
both of you?
us.
So
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
Because I have a lot of ideas that
Yeah.
aren't going to see the,
The
light of
idea
day.
guy is Sylvester Stallone.
well, well,
and Schwarzenegger.
You're right.
well, so like in the sense that like one person comes up with the general idea, the character idea, like this is our main character, and then you guys just kind of kick it around, I imagine, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
for the most part, John Stone was my idea. Alan,
yeah.
Ty Octane was Brian. Brian also
Nice.
came up with Millie, and then we worked together to do Chance Hunter.
So do you guys ever disagree on like a character's decision making, what
Yes.
he might or might not do, or
All right, so talk a little bit about
yeah,
that.
I will say that the only reason we're able to get our books out is because the stuff I disagree with doesn't really matter.
Sure.
Okay.
Like
Right.
they'll say or do something that I think is dumb, and I'll either pull it out or leave it in. It's like it doesn't matter.
It's not going to make or break the
Yeah,
book.
it's not going to make or break the book.
Yep.
Well, we're currently working on a book where Brian is like, he just messaged me going, "I'm taking this part out because it's stupid and it's a OSHA violation. There's no reason this situation would happen." And I said, fair enough.
That's great.
Well, so,
can
like-
you tell us what it was? Does it spoil anything?
It was no, because it's gone. So
Right.
A guy is going to tackle another guy into a forklift fork, which is chest
wow.
height.
Nice.
Yeah.
And impale him.
Right,
And Brian's
that's
like,
awesome.
No one's going to leave a forklift mid-height like that. It's a severe OSHA violation. And I
Right.
said, you know what? I was really proud of it when I wrote it, but at the same
Yeah.
time, when I worked at a warehouse,
Right.
I would have never left the forklift
Yeah,
halfway up
for
like
that reason.
For
You
that
never know when
Walk
somebody's going to
before
take
you
somebody
impale
into it.
you know.
I will say if he really wanted that scene, we would have had to rewrite that whole encounter. Like you got to have people working there and running because there's a
Right.
firefight.
There has to be a
that's
reason
the only
it was
reason that's
left,
staying
yeah.
like that.
Okay.
And that's not like I care, but there's so many blue collar readers. They're gonna care.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
okay.
Don't ever write anything about delivering the mail because I will be on your ass.
I'm not going to make mail mistakes. I'm not putting safeties on Glocks, and I'm not committing OSHA violations.
There you go.
Okay, so then is there one? Do you guys feel ownership to a specific character? So, for example, like I came up with John Stone. I'm kind of like the decider on John Stone, and you're kind of the decider on
Actually,
like Ty Octane.
I don't know how Alan feels about John Stone, but no, I feel like all of our characters is because
Mutual.
of both of us. Yeah, we
Okay.
created it.
Well, so I mean, I bring this up because over the years of doing dumb writing, which is what I call what we do, which is we're just writing these stupid dumb stories, right? But people have tried to like
Yeah, that's
adopt our characters.
Oh,
And do something with them because
Yeah.
they're fans of the writing and they think the character's great.
Yeah.
And they want to take that character and use it somehow. And I'm like, I'd rather you didn't because
Right.
like that's my character. I don't want you to fuck with it.
So you got caught up in the fan fiction before we did.
yeah, that's true. We did.
Well, and it's funny
You did, for sure.
because we have one really shared character
Right.
that we've both written, and that was Baphomet.
Oh yeah,
Right? Is I originally started writing Baphomet back when I was writing
The Jelly series.
Jelly series.
Right.
And then you wanted to use him in Raw, and I said, "Go ahead. You know, like I
Right.
know you know the character, and you'll do him solid. Like you're not gonna fuck him up,
Right.
And you know, to
And
your
also,
credit,
Baphomet was kind of. Can we digress for just a sec to talk
Dude,
about this?
go ahead.
Okay, so Baphomet.
Do you guys
so,
want to step out of the room?
So Anthony
You guys
was
need some
looking
time alone?
for a deity to involve in his story, and that's kind of my wheelhouse. And you can't, like, to me, it has to be somebody offbeat, just like with you guys with your superpowers. You got to be offbeat. And so I'm going through these ideas, and then I hit on Baphomet, who's not really a god. He's just like an occult figure, but he's the like when the Church of Satan or whatever makes their statues to protest religion, they use Baphomet. And I'm like, dude, this would be fun because he's a goat. You can make goat jokes.
Yeah.
And so in a way, I felt ownership of Baphomet, but then like you guys, our creative process is kind of conjoined.
Sure.
And so Anthony starts running with him, and this is so fun. And now in Coach Rob, Baphomet is back as this main character in my novel. And dude, like you guys, it's so fun.
Yeah. Anyway, I was just curious because
But it
I
adds
do
depth,
feel
right?
like
That-
ownership of characters.
And he sponsored this episode.
Yeah,
at least,
and-
at least just the tip.
But that, like that collaboration adds
Right.
depth. Like
Oh,
there's,
for sure.
There's stuff that I don't, because we think differently, even though we're twins. We obviously don't live in the same room anymore like we used to.
I always
we have
assumed you did.
Just even
Yeah.
now with married
Yeah.
and kids.
Right, then you got your twin beds in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I will say, like, the way I write, even though I write fast, the stories take place over much longer periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to go back to Blood Red Moon. Originally, this was like 2.5 months, and Alan's like, it's 3 days now. That's how long a full moon lasts. Like, okay.
That's a good
So
point.
it's the exact same story, just told in 3
condensed.
days.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So that story, it feels like, even though that's like a collaboration between both of us, it feels like this much deeper version of it. And I feel the same way about like John Stone,
Right.
Because we were writing it, and I was like, I don't want it to feel like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but Alan did, and then Alan said, when we write John Stone, he's not going to try anything or attempt anything. He does stuff. It either works or it doesn't.
Hell yeah.
He's not going to be like, John attempted to do this. Like, no,
No,
John rushed this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
It either
Yeah,
works or it doesn't.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
fun.
that because it's like a definitive statement. This
Yeah.
Right.
He's just a fucking. He likes to fuck.
not in
those
the
novels.
pages.
No,
though.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know
right,
that's
right.
that's
That's
that guy.
between books.
Yeah, that's that guy. He doesn't mess around.
Yeah, but
You know?
it added this depth that like he's now like a force of nature. Like he doesn't start like weaker and then have to learn a lesson at the end.
Right.
Everyone moves out of his way.
He
That's
is
how
the
he
lesson.
He is
That's
the
awesome.
lesson.
So in my head canon, all the way through the books, John Stone is Brock Sampson from the Venture Brothers.
Yes.
You know, this big, impossibly strong brute of a guy. And then you mentioned offhand, like, oh, his brown hair is whatever. I'm like, fuck, that's right. He's Shipwreck from G.I. Joe. And I got to try to repicture it.
Again, it's
Yeah.
it's Arnold Schwarzenegger
Okay.
with a heavy mustache
There
and
you
no
go.
accent. That was kind of
All right,
the starting point.
Kind of halfway in between
Yeah.
Brock Sampson
You don't
and
have to
Shipwreck.
keep. You
Okay, yeah.
can make him whatever you want.
All right.
But that was in our head when we wrote.
Right.
Like we want
Yeah.
to start from here and then go
Dude,
from there. Yeah.
It's so fun. So let's talk a little bit before we get out of here about what you're working on now. What's on the horizon? What can readers look forward to?
Right now, as Alan was saying, we're working on the John Stone series again. Even though we thought we ended it at 9, we're working on book 10 right
Oh,
now.
hell yeah.
And that will be coming out next week. Like
Oh,
Dude.
shit.
The pre-order
Oh, my God.
is live now. We wanted to stop it at 9, but every other email is like, when's the next John Stone book coming out? Like, we got Daniel Lee. Do you want to read that? Like, I mean, I'll check it out, but when's John Stone coming out?
Nice.
So, we just released the newest Daniel Lee series and then immediately jumped on to John Stone. We're probably going to go back to Daniel Lee
Right.
and then John Stone again. Even though,
I mean, it's the gift that keeps
So-
on giving, though.
Yes, but-
you know, poor you guys, right? Everybody wants our shit. What are we gonna do?
oh no, my steak is too perfectly cooked.
Yeah.
my bed's
Right,
so
right.
soft.
Yeah.
So that reminds me
Till
of
you're 90, John Stone. Till you're 90.
Orson Scott Card. You know, he wound up with this incredible success with Ender's Game, and then he had this other novel about like these ants oh no, that was Ender's Game. I'm sorry. He had these other novels, and he turns them into his publisher, and they're like, you know, wouldn't this novel be better if Ender was the main character? And he's like, fuck yeah, I guess it would. And you got to rewrite it with Ender in there. So maybe you guys can do that with your other novels.
Maybe we could. Alan wanted to do more Ty Octane stuff. Obviously, because that's even our favorite
So
character.
fun.
We were
Yeah.
going to team him up with Chance Hunter, but
Nice.
I think the decision is to just bring him back into John Stone.
Nice.
Because John Stone hates him, and I think that's
a good
the way
dynamic,
to do
though.
it.
You know.
Buddy road trip.
So there was a couple other questions that I wanted to ask. No, it's okay. I got it. So you guys also touched another famous person from Las Vegas.
Yeah, who we also knew
Right.
when we were kids.
Who we
yeah.
also knew, at least teenagers.
Yeah.
Big Country Roy Nelson.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
MMA legend.
Yeah, MMA legend, right? Dude has got nuclear hands and still fights today, right?
No way.
Yes, he does.
No, he does.
He's,
Oh my
he's in
God.
bare
He's
knuckle
in-
fighting.
Yeah, he's in talks to do another bare knuckle fight.
Yeah.
But it's not regular bare knuckle. He's doing bare knuckle
Go
MMA, like old school.
right?
Wow.
Yeah, he's going back to
Yeah.
things have gone truly full circle.
And
Right.
every
So-
time he mentions it, I'm like, don't do that.
So
Yeah.
you guys grew up around him, with him, did kung fu with him and other martial arts.
Yeah.
And at some point, I know he wrestled, and you guys tell this amazing wrestling story.
Oh my God.
I don't know if we have enough time for it. But
Yes, we
Yeah.
have time. You got to
No,
tell
you
that
have to tell
story.
Yeah. So
Dude,
That was
at
your
like the
fault.
state,
Oh,
the call
How he would
pin.
manhandle people. And then,
when we watched the match and he was.
oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
I
It was
love
a,
this story.
It was a jiu-jitsu match, right? Or no, it was a
No,
wrestling
it
match.
was
high
Yeah, we
school
saw a
wrestling.
wrestling match, a high school
wrestling.
wrestling match. And
Yeah.
we, as a joke, we told him, you're not allowed to pin the guy till you look up at us and we give the thumbs down like a gladiator
Right.
arena.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to manhandle this dude. Looks up at us. We don't do anything yet. Another time, looks up at us. And
like, yeah.
yeah. And
My
eventually,
recollection-
he waits. We give the thumbs down. He rolls the guy over and pins him.
Dude,
Yeah.
It was nuts.
That's so great. Yeah.
Because we were watching it and we're like, it looks like he's winning, but it looks like he's having a hard time with the guy. And Alan's like, you don't think he's waiting for us, do you? And I was like, so he looks. Alan gives him the thumbs down. He nods and just pins the guy. He's like a
That's so
henchman.
awesome.
I mean, so as his MMA career takes off, as like that's got to be pretty cool, because you guys, I mean, we're like literally, kids hanging out with him.
Well, we met him in high school as well. Like,
Oh, okay. I thought
around
you
the
guys
same
knew him
time.
like around junior high.
No,
okay.
That was like one of his other friends that he knew since junior high, and then we met him in high school, like a couple years before he started playing football and basketball with you guys. But he's been. I hate complaining about it, but he's that guy that's just a natural athlete and just good at everything.
Right.
Freakishly good at stuff. You know.
So we all started, like me, Alan, Andre, and Roy started Kung Fu the exact same day. Oh no, not Andre wasn't there. It was me, Alan, Roy,
was a
and
week later.
Yeah, he was a week later, basically.
Yeah.
So we were like, hey, we're good at this because we used to act like we're Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, so we're gonna be good at Kung Fu. And he's like unstoppable right out of the gate, and like I hate this. So we used to tell him, we spar with him. It was like we used to tell him, don't wrestle because we can't stop the wrestling. And then we're idiots. Like we should have been saying, teach us to stop the wrestling.
Yeah.
Right,
because
right.
that's when the UFC was big.
Sure.
So he was like, he started doing jiu-jitsu around the same time. And then he was do these jiu-jitsu tournaments. And then he got into MMA. And I'm like, I hated watching him fight in MMA because it's like hard to watch your friends get punched.
So yeah, even before he did jiu-jitsu MMA tournaments, he tried to enter the tough man competition,
Nice.
but he was 17.
Oh my God.
Otherwise,
They
he
wouldn't
would have
let
been
him.
in there.
Probably
Wow.
would have won too.
Well, I don't know, because the winner that year was Butterbean. Talk about cannonball fist.
Yeah, no kidding.
So all right.
Yeah.
I don't want to
So
say
you
he
just
couldn't.
Overhand
But
rights
he would've
at
had
each
to
other
be
the whole
Butterbean.
time. Yeah.
So another good question have you guys been approached on any level to do like your books in animated stories or Netflix or any type of production company to bring it from page to movie, TV, anything
The
like that?
closest we got was actually, again, Roy. He was in a couple of kickboxer movies, and he said, hey, write the screenplay for John Stone, give it to me, I'll give it to the producer. So we did that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I missed a phone call from Roy. And I'm so mad I missed it because it was Roy and Michael Jai White trying to get
Oh
in
my
touch with me
God.
about this screenplay.
Oh, dude.
So Alan's like, whenever you see Roy's number in your phone, that's Michael Jai White. You're not allowed to. So now every Thursday, me and Roy have like a weekly like catch up call, just in
cool.
case it's Michael Jai White.
Right.
Well, but I mean, the thing that you learn is like Hollywood. They're constantly looking for new ideas, new movies, things like that.
Yeah, we don't really do anything with our books, but we've been writing like separate screenplays
Just
and
in
sending
case,
them
right?
out.
Well,
yeah.
but I mean, the thing is, if somebody grabs the book, they'll pick it up off the shelf or whatever, listen to it, and they're like, "I like this. We're gonna do something with this." I feel like this can be
Yeah,
something.
you never know when
They'll
that moment's
find a
gonna
dude to make
happen.
the screenplay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's pros out there that'll take this book, turn it into a screenplay, and off you go. And you know, before too long, you're what's the guy who did The Walking Dead. The guy who wrote The Walking Dead. It's not Robert Kirkman.
I don't know.
Anyway, the author of the creator of The Walking Dead. Right? That guy made comic books.
Oh, Tony Moore. Tony Moore's the artist.
Yeah, not Tony Moore, the actual writer for the book. I think
That was Robert Kirkman.
It was Robert Kirkman.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Robert Kirkman was just a dude writing comic books, and then suddenly now Robert Kirkman is like the owner
of Image.
of like the entire Walking Dead universe and franchise, which is worth an insane amount of money. You know, they're
9 spin-offs.
yeah, but I mean that's the thing is like this.
If that happens, they
all-
could bring us 24 donuts next time they come.
No, but I mean, like I see your books and everything like that, and that's, I mean, the odds of something like that happening. You guys are young still. That shit could happen any day. No,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could. That's the thing is,
You guys have at least 10 years ahead of you.
No, we do reach out to like a lot of producers and stuff all the time. It's not just for our books. Like I said, we've written we've got like 3 or 4 screenplays already.
Yeah.
and a bunch of like short pitches. I actually have a meeting tomorrow morning.
See?
With a producer. He's not like big level. He's like trying to do his own stuff.
it's okay.
Yeah, so he's looking for like low budget horror stuff. So
Yeah.
we're like, we got stuff for you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I mean, that's how it
this
starts,
started
though.
as a
It's like
screenplay.
something comes out, it becomes a cult classic or something like that, and then boom, lucky, Netflix is like, "Hey, we're gonna take this and turn it into this," and it's. I mean, that's how it starts. Like at one point, you wrote one book. Now
So
you've written.
we have a lot
this
of
one.
Hollywood producers who listen to this podcast.
Yeah, if you've
And
got
so-
connections,
Yeah.
hook
Alan
us
and
up.
Brian, they're available.
Yeah.
Hey Hollywood, if you're interested in Die Hard with a clown, come see us. We literally have a screenplay for that.
Big shoes to kill.
I love it,
Nice.
man.
Anything else you need to
Dude,
cover?
no,
I feel
I mean,
like we nailed it,
Yeah,
dude.
I feel
we
like-
got big fucking celebrities here
Yeah.
in the studio. We
Yeah.
knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, we're killing it, dude. We're good at this shit.
All
so,
right.
Not to self glaze.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah.
Oh no, we agree.
Yeah.
Ah, very nice. Yes.
So, but hey, so are we got a major big fucking sponsor for this
yeah,
thing? or
dude,
what?
we have a closing sponsor.
Okay.
In fact, it is brand new story from He Held On. Dude, the He Held On Foundation, of course, we know they do great work.
Yep.
They give seniors their bucket list items before it's too late. All right, here we go. Willie Bongio lived fast. As a kid, he used to ride down the biggest, steepest hill in his hometown of Leavenworth, Washington, never touching the brakes once. As he grew up, Willie raced dirt bikes, go-karts, and 305 sprint cars, but he never made it to the big leagues. That all changed thanks to the He Held On Foundation and your generous donations. At 86 years old, Willie was losing his battle with heart disease, and he'd assumed he'd already lost his lifelong dream of one day driving a nitro-burning funny car. That's when his daughter wrote a letter to the He Held On Foundation, because she knew that we help seniors achieve their bucket lists before it's too late. He Held On reached out to Pacific Raceways in Kent, Washington, and they agreed to host a special day for Willie and his family. A funny car was loaned to the Bongio family by Chester Freeman, owner of Freeman Racing, complete with temporary Pall Mall livery, Willie's preferred brand. Willie was given a brief refresher course on the controls, got suited up, and the car was dragged out to the starting line. Willie Bongio turned in a respectable run of 3.93 seconds, and when he crossed the finish line, he made the bold decision not to deploy his parachute. When his funny car hit the concrete barrier at the end of the track, he was traveling 319 miles an hour, setting the Washington state record for the world's fastest octogenarian.
we should all be so lucky.
All right, that does it, man.
All right. For Anthony Scafachi,
I'm Alan Gigax.
I'm Alan Manning.
I'm Brian Manning.
this has been a balls deep production of the Scafachiverse podcast. We are out.
This is the Scafachiverse. Balls, 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 balls.